How are you? Welcome to another question and answer session. This is the physiology portion. Which of the following area predominantly concerned with the thermoregulation? That means which of the area is responsible for the thermoregulation? Options: hypothalamus, anterior pituitary, cerebellum, brainstem, temporal lobe. So, which of the following structure is responsible for the thermoregulation? So let's see, this is the thermoregulation. The hypothalamus, which is important part of the human brain, it is responsible for the thermoregulation. Peripheral and central thermoregulation rely on this region. That means the central and peripheral, both the thermoregulation system, it directly rely on this hypothalamus. Central thermoreceptor plays the main role of the core body temperature. This is very important. The core body temperature, it is mainly maintained by the central thermoreceptor. Hypothalamus may initiate involuntary motor responses to raise the body temperature. So for raising the body temperature, hypothalamus may cause the involuntary motor responses, which is the shivering. So shivering occur in case of the hypothermia to generate temperature by vibration of the body parts. It will also stimulate the sympathetic nervous system to produce peripheral vasoconstriction. So when there is a peripheral vasoconstriction, in this case the less amount of temperature loss to the skin, and also release of the adrenaline from the adrenal medulla. So adrenaline also released from the adrenaline medulla, which is the part of the sympathetic nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system is activated and adrenaline released from the adrenal medulla. So it is in short about the thermoregulation. That means hypothalamus, it is a main organ for thermoregulation. There central and peripheral thermoreceptor, but the central thermoreceptor mainly acts on the core temperature. On the other hand, for raising temperature, involuntary motor response occurs, which is the shivering, and also there is vasoconstriction occur to reduce the heat loss. And here we can see the heat loss is governed by behavioral response in autonomic response in peripheral vasodilation. Heat loss, that means when body temperature is increased, in this condition for heat loss, peripheral vasodilation occur. And the heat loss can be maintained within the thermoneural. Absolute value depend upon the atmospheric humidity. Sepsis result in release of cytokine that reset the thermoregulatory center, resulting fever. That means in case of sepsis or in case of any type of infection, what occurs? Normal body center, it set the body temperature above the normal range. For this condition, the body maintains a higher temperature than that of the normal temperature, which is known as the fever. Here we can see a human brain. Here the hypothalamus, and this hypothalamus is responsible for the thermoregulation, and the central thermoreceptor, peripheral thermoreceptor, they are connected by the hypothalamus. That means they are controlled by the hypothalamus. So what is the predominant organ for the thermoregulation? It is the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus is very, very important for temperature maintenance.